The most feared person in any confrontation is not the one with the loudest voice or the strongest body. It's the one who stays calm, completely calm. It sounds strange, doesn't it? But this simple truth changed the life of one of the greatest men in history, Marcus Aurelius, the emperor who ruled Rome and himself at the same time. While the empire around him burned with war, plague, and betrayal, Marcus Aurelius learned to master the only battlefield that truly matters, the mind. Today you'll discover his secret for remaining composed in chaos, and by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to stay calm in any argument, disagreement, or confrontation in your life. Because whoever controls the mind, controls the outcome. Before we talk about the Stoic methods he used, think about this. What happens inside you when someone attacks or challenges you? Your body tenses up, your breathing shortens, your heart races, and your thoughts turn into weapons. You feel the pressure to respond now. That's the trap. That's how most people lose control. Not because they're weak, but because they've never trained their perception. The Stoics, Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus discovered that the difference between peace and chaos is not what happens to you, but how you interpret it. Marcus wrote in Meditations, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." The power is never in the world. It's in the way you see the world. The moment you forget that, the outside becomes your master. Imagine a storm. If you're standing in it, you're soaked and blinded by the rain. But if you're inside, behind the window, you can watch the wind without being swept away. That window is the Stoic mindset, and calmness is not denial. It's strategy. Epictetus said, "It's not things themselves that disturb us, but our opinions about them." This isn't abstract philosophy, it's pure practicality. Because every time you get angry, it's not the event, it's the judgment. It's the story your mind tells about what just happened. The first Stoic principle to stay calm in conflict is emotional distance. This doesn't mean apathy, it means perspective. Emotional distance is the ability to step back from what you feel and see it clearly, as if you were observing yourself from above. When someone insults you, most people say, "I am angry." But Marcus would have said, "I feel anger rising." That tiny change in language creates a huge gap between stimulus and response. That gap is where your freedom lives. Try this the next time you're provoked. Pause for 2 seconds and say silently, "I notice irritation. I notice the urge to reply." You'll feel your awareness returning immediately. You're no longer being the anger, you're observing it. And what you can observe, you can master. Emotional distance is like standing at the edge of a battlefield instead of in the middle of it. You see the movement, but you don't get hit by every blow. It's not suppression, it's command. The Stoics practiced this every day, and it's surprisingly simple. Whenever you feel overwhelmed, name what you feel. You don't fight emotion with logic. You guide it with awareness. And as Marcus wrote, if something external disturbs you, it is not the thing itself that troubles you, but your judgment of it, and this you can erase right now. The second Stoic principle is anticipatory awareness, knowing that life will not always act according to your plan. Every morning, Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, "Today I shall meet the busybody, the ungrateful, the arrogant, the deceitful." He wasn't being cynical, he was being prepared. Surprise is the real enemy of composure. When you expect the world to be perfect, you give it the power to shock you. But when you expect imperfection, you're ready for it. Before entering any difficult conversation, take 30 seconds and ask, what's the emotional state of this person? What are they afraid of losing? What do they really want beneath the words? What are 3 likely reactions they could have to what I say? You're not trying to manipulate anyone. You're learning to navigate human nature. Once you see the pattern, you stop being caught by it. Seneca recommended rehearsing adversity. The man who has anticipated misfortune takes away its power when it arrives. Modern psychologists call this cognitive preparation. The Stoics practiced it 2,000 years ago. They trained their minds to stay still when life moved suddenly. So, when you prepare mentally for imperfection, you don't become pessimistic, you become resilient, because clarity is armor and foresight is peace. The third Stoic principle is strategic breathing, the bridge between body and mind. Marcus understood that your breath reveals your thoughts. When your breathing is shallow, your mind is restless. When it's deep and slow, your mind steadies itself. The body leads. the mind follows. So here's how you can control both. Inhale through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold for 2. Exhale slowly through your mouth for 6. Do this 3 times. This simple cycle tells your nervous system, I am safe. And when your body feels safe, your mind starts to think clearly again. It's like pressing the internal reset button. Strategic breathing doesn't remove the problem. It removes the fog that prevents you from seeing the solution. Marcus didn't have neuroscience, but he had experience. And experience taught him that the calm breath is a weapon sharper than any sword. The 4th Stoic principle is acting with purpose. When a conflict begins, the first thing people lose is the reason why they started talking. The goal becomes winning. But victory over others is meaningless if it comes from defeat of yourself. Marcus wrote, "Let your every act be directed toward the common good." Translated, act according to reason, not impulse. Before entering any confrontation, define your purpose in one clear sentence. I want to resolve this misunderstanding without hurting anyone. I want to defend my boundary respectfully. I want to protect my peace while still being honest. That purpose becomes your compass. When emotions start to rise, repeat it silently. If your words stop serving the purpose, stop talking. If your actions drift from it, pause. The ego wants revenge, reason wants results. Purpose protects you from turning temporary anger into permanent damage. Now let's apply these 4 Stoic principles: emotional distance, anticipatory awareness, strategic breathing, and purposeful action in real life. At work, your boss criticizes you unfairly in front of others. The first impulse is to fight back. But you pause, you notice the heat in your hands, you breathe once. You remember that interruptions and pressure were predictable. Then you speak with intention. I understand your concern. Could I show you the data first and then discuss the process? You don't match aggression with aggression. You match it with clarity. That's what Marcus meant when he said, "Be like the rock against which the waves break. It stands firm, and the raging sea falls still around it." At home, an old argument resurfaces. Words get sharper, voices rise. Instead of defending your pride, you defend your peace. You breathe. You recall your purpose. I want to heal, not reopen old wounds. So you say, when that happened, I felt hurt. Can we talk about that moment instead of everything at once? The energy changes. The tone softens. The conflict turns into dialogue. Online, someone attacks you with insults. Epictetus would ask, is this under your control? Their words, no. Your response, yes. You notice your pride flaring, you breathe, you remember your compass. Maybe you reply briefly for the sake of clarity, or maybe you stay silent, because not every noise deserves an echo. Marcus wrote, "The best revenge is to be unlike the wrongdoer." You don't need to mirror ugliness to prove your worth. Staying calm doesn't mean tolerating disrespect. Stoic calm is not weakness, it's disciplined strength. You can be calm and assertive at the same time. You can set boundaries without shouting. You can walk away without guilt. True composure is firmness without hostility. But what about when you fail? When you lose control, say things you regret or react with anger. The Stoics were not saints, they were practitioners. Marcus reviewed his days every night, asking himself, what did I do well? What did I do poorly? What can I improve tomorrow? You can do the same. No blame, no shame, just awareness. Every failure is a teacher if you're humble enough to listen. Wisdom isn't perfection, it's correction. Visualize 3 Stoic images to help you in your next conflict. First, the rock and the waves. Remain steady while the world splashes and screams. Second, the archer. You control your aim and release, but not the wind. Third, the lens. Zoom out. Anger zooms in on one insult and forgets the whole picture. Step back and see things in proportion again. The goal isn't to become emotionless, it's to become unmoved by what doesn't deserve to move you. The calm person isn't slow, they're precise. The loud world calls them cold, but the wise know they're simply grounded. If you practice these 4 movements, see, foresee, breathe, act, you'll notice something changing. Conflicts stop consuming you. Some dissolve on their own because they only existed inside you. Others you face with dignity because you've built inner order. That's the real secret Marcus Aurelius discovered. Peace is not the absence of conflict, it's mastery within it. So when the storm comes, and it will, remember, observe before reacting. Expect imperfection, breathe with control, act with purpose. 4 simple actions, 4 invisible powers. Do this enough times, and calm will become your natural state. You'll stop being the person who feeds the fire, and start being the one who puts it out just by standing there, steady and clear. If this message resonated with you, take one deep breath right now. Ask yourself, which of these 4 Stoic principles will I practice first? Emotional distance, anticipatory awareness, strategic breathing, or purposeful action? Write your answer in the comments below and make it your first act of commitment to yourself. And if you want to keep growing in inner peace and maturity, subscribe to Stoic Spring. Each video here helps you build the most important habit of all, the habit of protecting your peace and mastering your mind. Because when you control yourself, the world loses its power over you. And that's the calm strength Marcus Aurelius left us, unshakable, timeless, and yours to practice today.